So you want to be a travel agent? Great. We may have a fantastic opportunity for you. We may. And I say may because I'm not sure everybody really understands or comprehends what it takes to be a professional travel agent. So before we go any further with this conversation, you and me, we need to have that chat. Being a travel agent is a fantastically rewarding career. I've enjoyed my 12 plus years in it more than anything I can explain to you. As you can see, one of the big perks in this day and age of being a travel agent is most of the travel agency jobs involve you working from a home office, which is a perk, but it also can be a disadvantage for a lot of people. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what it really means to be a professional travel agent. First thing it means is you as a professional travel agent have to be very self-driven. The models for agents these days compared to the days of old are completely different. No longer 99% of the time are you going to be going to work inside of an office and sitting at a desk and having a boss or a superior watching over you, calculating the hours you're working, paying you a wage and a salary with benefits. Those days, for the most part, are almost all gone. There are still those offices or models in existence today, and I applaud them. And I'm actually thankful for them because I think it shows the resilience of our industry that made it through the internet phase of the online travel agencies and all that good stuff. But for the most part today, if you want to be a travel agent and you've never been a travel agent before, your first job is not going to be stepping inside of an office with a wage or a salary. Modern day travel agent also means you're most likely going to be what we call an independent contractor. Since you aren't getting a wage or a salary, you're not an employee. So that comes with pros and cons. Pro is you have a lot of flexibility in how you want to run your business. As a agency owner with my independent contractors, I cannot dictate to them the hours that they work. I can't tell them where to even do their job. There's a lot of things I can't by law tell them to do because they're independent contractors versus an employee of my agency. Being an independent contractor, or an IC as we call them, also means that you need to be fully aware that you are a business owner, so to speak. That means that you need to understand marketing, you need to understand expenses, have a budget for your business. You need to set a budget for how you're going to be able to travel to the places to gain your personal experience. You're going to have a budget for marketing material in some cases. You're going to have a lot of business sense. And I think that's one of the shortcomings for people coming into our industry, since the barriers of entry seem to be so low that everybody thinks they can become a travel agent. They jump into the field because there's going to be some agency out there, a big host agency as we call them, who's going to allow you in under them, who's going to give you the credentials, so to speak, to book. They're not going to train you very much, but you don't even really understand at the get-go that this is a business and you have to run it as a business. And not only is it a business, but it's a professional business, which means there needs to be some kind of professional credentials that you need to strive for. And again, no barriers of entry hardly in our industry, which means that there's no certifications required for somebody to actually declare themselves a travel agent, as long as they go in under a host company that has those credentials that gives them the things they need to book travel. And I think that's kind of a shame, but it is what it is right now. So as a business owner and as a professional, you need to be aware that there are certifications that would separate you from the hobbyists and the part-timers and put you in the realm of professionalism in our industry, whether it's becoming a CTA that I did several years back, or a CTC, which would be the next step up, or becoming a master cruise counselor through CLIA. There's a lot of things you can do to segregate yourself above a hobbyist and a part-timer. But again, those things are on you as a business owner to put those things into practice and put those things in motion. So let's assume that you have all the right reasons for coming into the business. Let's assume that you understand this is a business. Let's also make sure you completely understand that this is not a salaried or a wage position. This is a commission-only position, and you get paid when your clients travel. So there can be a little bit of a lag between booking your first trip with a client and actually getting paid through the agency for that booking. So there can be a little bit of a lag, which means you need to have a plan for that in place. But also understand, this is not a part-time job. This is not a hobbyist job. This is a professional job that I love with all my heart. I have a lot of agency owners out there just like me who are trying their best to bring the most professional, trained people into our industry because we need them. We need them real bad. Our industry is on an increase right now, but because, again, barriers to entry have been so low in the past, we've kind of got inundated with a bunch of agents who do this a little bit as a part-time job, and they're kind of doing a disservice. If you're in the forums that I'm in where I see agents asking questions, I just shudder to think that they're actually considering themselves to be a professional agent. And I really shudder to think that they've somehow gotten on board with some kind of agency out there that has left them in the wind, that basically gave them the credentials to book a trip, but they didn't spend any time cultivating them as a professional travel agent, and they've kind of thrown them out to the wolves. And unfortunately, they're having to go out to all these other agents and asking all these questions instead of even going back to their agency to get the training they need. That's where I'm different. That's where I know a lot of agency owners are different. So if you're ready to jump into a fantastic career with a lot of benefits in the future, you like the idea of working from home, having a little bit of flexibility in your schedule, working the hours you need to work without being dictated when you have to work. If you like the idea of helping somebody plan a dream vacation and seeing the satisfaction come from that person going on the trip and coming back and almost in tears telling you what a fantastic trip they had, and they're giving you the credit for it, if that's the kind of thing you want in travel, then you're probably the person you should be reaching out to somebody, including myself, to become a travel agent. We would love to talk to you. Again, if you're in this just to get a perk, a free trip, and or whatever you think that perk is that somebody sold you down the road a while back, or you think this is something that is truly not, then maybe you should go look somewhere else and not get into travel, because it's not going to be the career you thought it was going to be because somebody didn't tell you the truth. But again, on the positive side, we'd love to talk to you if you understand now the realities of being in our wonderful industry. Get to the information email that's on the bottom of this screen. Send us an email. Tell us who you are. Tell us why you think you want to get in the business. Tell us some maybe experience you might have in travel. Do all that with that information at the bottom of the screen, and we'll be glad to reach out to you. Happy travels to all you out there that are watching this video. And again, thanks for watching, and thanks for supporting our YouTube channel as well as our social media channels, which will be at the end of this video in the credits. Thanks, and it is the holiday season right now as I'm making this video, so happy holidays and a happy 2000 prosperous 18 to everybody.